Hi everyone, let's solve this problem. Multiply strings given to non-negative integers num1 and num2 represented as strings. Return the product of num1 and num2 also represented as a string. You must not use any built-in big integer library or convert the inputs to integer directly. So let's take this example. Let us also have. So we are going to use this particular thing and we will have ij and index. So let me just change. Let's consider this as I, let's consider this as j, and in this case what we are going to do is we are going to calculate the index position and maximum number of digits. If there are like 3 into 3, if there are 3 digits and you are multiplying it with the 3-digit number, it will be 3 plus 3. 6 is the maximum digits. That's the reason we have 0 to 5. And now when we are kind of multiplying the numbers, I am going to choose the indices. 0 plus 0 will be 0. 6 into 3 will be 18. So I will be placing 8 at index 0 and 1 at the next index. And then I'll move 6 into 2 will be 12 and 0 plus 1 will be 1. So I will add 2 plus 1 will be 3 and 1 will be in the previous index, and 6 into 1 will be 6 and the index will be 0 2, so 0 plus 2 will be 2. 6 into 1 will be 6, so it will become 1 plus 6 7. Right, we are done here, and then we are going to move to the next number 5. So 5 into 3 will be 15 and we are going to place the value at first index. So 5 plus 3 will be 8, and then there is one more value 1, so we are going to add it to 8, and then we are going to do 5 into 2 is 10 and the index will be 2. 0 will be added to second index, which is already 8. 8 plus 0 will be always 8, and we have to put the carry forward in the next cell. In this case, next cell is third index, and then we are going to do 5 into 1, which is nothing but 5, and 1 to third index, so it will be 5 plus 1 will be 6, and so on. You just have to keep doing this stuff. And let's say, for example, if there are any leading zeros, in that case we just have to remove those zeros. So let's see how we are going to implement this. Initially, if let's say if any one of the numbers is 0, that means the answer will be 0. So we can just directly return 0 from this particular use case. Then we are going to reverse our numbers. So I'm going to reverse them. Same thing with 2 second array. Reverse and then join, and while joining also we have to provide nothing inside the separator. And in this case, now both of the strings are kind of reversed. That's the reason we were starting from the 0th index. We are starting from the back, and we also have to define our result array. So result array is nothing but array of length num1 dot length plus num2 dot length, and initially all the values will be 0. Now we are going to iterate over all the values in both the arrays or both the strings, and we will multiply is equals to number of num1 of I into number of num2 of j. Now once we get this value, we are going to place in the result of I plus j, what are we going to place? We also will calculate temp value. Temp value is nothing but result of whatever is already present in result of I comma j plus the current value. Once we kind of get this, we are going to do temp value percentile 10 and result of I plus j plus 1 will be temp value by 10, and this will be floor, mat.floor of this particular value. So it will be this particular, like we are storing the carry forward in the next cell, and we are going to ensure that whatever value is there, we are going to take that value and then add the current multiplication and then kind of take the last digit. And also this should be plus equal to, because even when we are adding carry forward, if there was a value previously, we were still adding we were adding our current value to the previously present value, so we have to do plus equal to. And once this is done, we will have a result array, but our answer should be a string. For this, we will first get we'll get rid of all the zeros. So result of I, if it is equal to 0, that means I minus minus, and once this is done, while I is greater than or equal to 0, answer plus equal to result of I and I minus minus, and towards the end we are returning the answer. So basically this entire part is nothing but removing the zeros from the result array if there are any, and also in the reverse direction we are kind of adding our value to the answer, and we are returning in the form of string. So let's say for example, in this case, after the entire computation, we would have got 5056088 because the length is 6, right? So in this case, we have to get rid of, okay, in this will be in the reverse order 880650 because the index is starting in the reverse direction, right? So this is how it will look, and we have to check the zeros at the end, right? If you see here, we are kind of starting at the end and we are getting rid of the zeros. That means we already have a 0 here, so we are going to skip this part, and from here we are going to append to our answer 5, then we'll move here 6, then we'll move here 0, then we'll move here 8, and then we'll move here 8. So this is how the answer is formed, and the answer will be returned. So we are iterating from the reverse direction. That is all we are doing here. Let's try to run this. Let's submit it. Okay, let's also understand the time and space complexity of this. Time complexity of this solution is big of m cross n, considering m is the length of num1 array and n is length of num2 array, and we are using extra space of array m plus n, because for the answer we are using m plus n, and these are just one-time variables, and this is m cross n, right? And rest all, this is like m time plus m time plus, so let's say m plus n plus m cross n plus again n time, m plus n, because m plus n is nothing but the length of the result array which we are kind of iterating here. M is nothing but the length of the first array, n is nothing but the length of the second array. So m plus n plus m into n is nothing but the two for loops which we are doing here, and m plus n is going through the result array, and the space complexity is m plus n. So we can ignore all of these values here, because at big O, m cross n will have like major time complexity here, so it will be big O of m cross n and space will be m plus n. I hope the solution is clear. Thank you.